Welcome to the KILI Storytelling Hour. Every evening from 5 to 6 p.m. My name is Brian Charging Cloud, and I will let my nephew introduce himself. We come up here and we share what we're doing. We both work at the Wounded Knee District School about the Lakota language. We always talk about the language. And then we always bring a story. So this evening I want to say thank you for listening, and a lot of you are going back from work. Yesterday I went to Sharps. The road was, I cannot describe it. It was very dangerous. And on the way up here, the road is completely dry. It's a complete, you might call that 180 degrees or something. I don't know. But anyway, I want to welcome all of you listeners. And what a wonderful day compared to yesterday. So again, I want to welcome all of you. And also, I would like to welcome all the listeners in Rapid City on 88.7, right here on top of this butte, 90.1. And listeners on KILIradio.org.
This is Dennis Ghost. I'm from Oyukpe, Manderson, South Dakota. And I also teach at Chunkpeh, Opie, Iowa. And I'd like to thank KILI Radio, and I'd like to thank the Lakota Nation. It is an honor to be out here with Lex G. Bryan, to have my voice heard. There's things that most of us want to say, but, I'm lucky enough to have my voice heard here on the radio. Once again, I'd like to thank KILI Radio and everyone involved up here. They do a great job. Today that we were talking earlier about some of the things that we are doing at the Wounded Knee District School, preparing ourselves for Lakota immersion. Talking to Marnie White Wolf. She's our Itancha there at Wounded Knee. And she's coming up with some great ideas to help our culture, to help our culture thrive, and the survival of our Lakota language, which everyone should be practicing, myself included, which I am. I'm learning daily, and I see myself growing even reading this. A year ago, this is just foreign to me, but now I understand half of these words, and I can pronounce them. And it starts to make more sense to me, and that's 1 year.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Paha, he's 7-8 years. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And like you said, just some white guy from Philadelphia, but that's pretty amazing that if one person such as Paha can do it, then we all can, because it is inside of us, and it's just the process of getting it out, and that's what we're working on, especially you with the kids, all grades, at Wounded Knee, and you guys are doing a great job. I wish Lillian was there. I'd like to send a shout out to her, to get better and come back to us at Chunkpeh Opie, because as well as I do how much those kids in that school and the language, the culture, how much it really does mean to her.
Yeah, they miss her.
That's the thing is those girls, they do miss her. Mm-hmm. There was a calming way about Lillian that, and I've never, other than you, she's really the only one that I ever had met that, with the care, just the way she went about her daily school day, how much she does care for those kids and how much she cares for the language, and that right there is just appreciated by itself, and she is missed, and hopefully she can come back to us.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So if Lillian, if you're listening, come back.
Yeah, we're thinking about it.
We need your help.
We definitely need your help.
That's, talking about the language and the Lakota teachers. We are into this language project, and right now we started back in September, and we are making very short steps, but we have a vision, and we will never look back.
No.
And everything we do is we can say it's a progress.
Mm-hmm.
And really, everything we do is there is no failure. No failure. And however long it takes to I don't know if you can really say you reach a point and say, okay, we're successful, and then finish.
No.
And then quit. No, that's not going to happen.
No.
Because we don't even know how many will become speakers. Maybe just a few.
A few.
Maybe. So it's a project, and it's all over the Lakota country. It's something that I sure would like to see continue every day for a long time.
Especially, you look at we were talking that one day we pulled out the map of Cheyenne River.
Yeah.
That's honestly scary. The whole east side of Cheyenne River.
Yes.
Well, 2 or 3,
very few
fluent Lakota speakers. That's, you're talking about a whole half of a res. That's pretty scary.
See, I grew up there, so I know who the speakers, and I used to work there, and I used to go to there's a school called Tioshpaito, and at that time there's like the speakers, the ones that can write, speak, and use old words. There's like you can count them in one hand.
Mm-hmm.
So it is very important that we continue this kind of projects all over, not only in Manderson, but all over the Pioneers Reservation, all over Rosebud, all over Cheyenne Rivers. The Standing Rock is doing right now.
Right.
They have the Sitting Bull School. And right here we have Manderson, we have Kyle, we have Red Cloud, and I know all the other schools are doing their work to revitalize the Lakota language. And I'm really glad that sometimes you sit down and like at 3 o'clock you sit down and think about it and where what did I do? What is it working, or what are we doing? But it's something that we have to try different methods. Every day try something. Every day use something, and it's for the little kids, for the kindergarten and the first graders. They are learning, and whatever you teach them, they try to learn. And so, I think we have a pretty a vision that we're going to continue, but there's going to be some barriers. There's always barriers, and in Lakota we call them le uichimani is a path or a vision. Along this Oichimani, there's going to be wapepre. That's like thorns or cactus. And along this path, you're going to have, in Lakota, they call it shunka wapaphapi. That means there's going to be some barking from dogs. And there's going to be some other barriers, but then you have to go around them and always be positive. And that comes from a Vichashi Kancha many
Right.
Yeah. So I think that's a very good philosophy. Dona narupta nakabhenaya lichta to KILI ikanchola ogna wichoyake leo aprike lechunkunas na wichoyake nesh ohunkanka naish nakule yapik ile iwogalagenka hona nakule owayawa lechunpeope owayak takuku echunkum hinanakun kogalaka naish ad tuktek le makhopash bekile owayawa ota akayamanis lecha hena yuha nakun owayawa katiama Oklahoma Lakota College na yuha le iapikile na le o onkile le na wopasi na ikta ilagicha atalang helila oangwast otsankas na ipaj vanilya ohinya kupi ona takukus na yuna yonke otatona na ropta na kamena lila pilawira yelo once again my nephew and I are up here, and we will be. We have a story here, and then I have a little packet here that was done by. We still have this a group of people, and they're called. I was involved in that. We used to call ourselves the language advocates or language advocates, and it's not just the group in here. It's open to everybody. But Tanshi, Robert, and I, and Leonard, if you're listening, he was involved in that. And every month or every 3 months, we used to meet at Rosebud or wherever we can get together, and we talk about the Lakota language. And in here I'll read it. A small group of Lakota language advocates gathered together to discuss language loss and the revitalization of our tribal languages. Okay. In here. We mentioned the 1982 federal law that established a program of grants to tribes and other Native Americans organizations, aimed at ensuring the survival and continued vitality of Native American languages. And then Congress in 2003 amended the Native American Language Act to provide for the support of Native American language survival schools and for other purposes such as language nests. Okay, now we were never involved in that because there was no language nest. There was never one established in the Lakota country.
Okay.
So no demonstration sites were established in South Dakota. So none of our reservations were involved in that. Okay. And then. You remember Dr. Little Bear? Okay. He made some research, and then he's a well-known language activist, and he mentioned here that what we did in the past to revitalize the language. Okay, what we did, things that we did.
Okay. And
things that we did, but the language continues to decline or loss, and only a few, maybe older people are speaking. Okay, he said here, he said, let's make dictionaries.
Right.
Okay, we did that. Okay, let's train our own people who speak our language to become linguists, and we did that. And still our language kept going down. Let's apply for federal grants bilingual grants. And those bilingual grants turned into speaking both Lakota and English, so it's not really working. It didn't work. It never worked, because when these grants get to schools, then the language teaching is put in the. It wasn't with the curriculum in those days. In other words, like right now we're in Manderson, Lakota language is along with math and reading and Lakota, and we're really concentrating on the Lakota, and we call it immersion. Okay, so these language grants never did work. Okay, and then it says here, let's develop culturally relevant materials, and we did, and it didn't work. Okay, and it just kept going like that. And let's tape record. Let's tape record our elders speaking our language. We did that. Let's videotape. You've seen that on KOLC. Okay, let's put our native language speakers on CD-ROM. So we did that. Now I'm not saying that these last two is not working, but like today, like whatever we say in Lakota is being recorded now, and someday somebody can play those and maybe pick up some words. So maybe there's a little positive revitalization effort there. Okay, and then one gentleman that is really, we all look up to him because he did a lot for the Lakota language, and that's Mr. Whitehead from
Albert. Right.
He used to work for Sinteglishka. Okay. Now he said that language is vital to Lakota culture. It is our bloodline. History has demonstrated that how we handle our language and how we develop it can cause the Lakota people to grow, or it can destroy us. Okay, that's a very heavy thoughts there.
Right.
Yeah. When we lose the Lakota language, we lose the Lakota culture as well. And that's where it's very, to me, like I think you and I talked about it, and we also talked to different people where in the future, if we don't have no Lakota speakers, then our culture will be done in the English language. Now that's
ironic.
We hope that it will never happen. But that's it. It's
getting
something that we can visualize, and then know it's not going to happen if we keep our immersion programs going and make 1 or 2 or 3 or 100 or 1,000 speakers. Right. Then it'll just continue forever. So these are very heavy words that came out of these meetings. Okay, and then they went on to say that now this is still Mr. Whitehead. Okay, he recommended that we work with elders because a lot of these our elders, they remind us that the Lakota language is Wakan. Okay, now sometimes, like, I will put something in here that there's other material out there that we always run across, and in fact we say it too to our younger generation, that do not let that scare you, that word Wakan.
Right. Because
that it could scare some of our younger people from learning the Lakota language if they hear it. Not, you have to tell them in a positive way that it is wakam, but anybody can. Yeah. Okay. And it is very powerful, and that is very true. Okay. Now here's where it's really important, and it says we use it to communicate with other nations. Okay. Guess who these other nations are? The deer nation, because we're spiritual people. The eagle nation, the buffalo nation. Okay. Wamakashka, animals. So that is where it is very important. Okay, and then second is when teaching the Lakota language to younger people, tell them both the good and the evil powers. Okay, they need to understand that language contains great power. It must be used respectfully. Okay, respectfully. Now I know that today I don't know how many times I mentioned that word respect.
Right.
That means respect yourself. And wayo nihayo, respect other people. Yeah, like that. So that is a very, and it is one of our we always say it's in that wheel, inside that wheel, our beliefs, our virtues, our and okay. And then they went on. It goes on to say that that for the native, when we're still talking about the elders, and that there's one important thing here that there's about 6 of them in here, but. Assist younger speakers. Utilize traditional ways of knowing, teaching, listening, and learning in passing on the language, and help others come to understand how the language is. Wakan, and knowing the language will help with strengthening the Lakota. Okay, and then it says be a role model. Okay. Now, be a role model means speak Lakota. If you can speak Lakota, use it all the time.
All the time.
All the time. And if you go to a gathering, and if you have, say, the Diné people always do that. The Navajo. Before they even talk, they'll say, I hope there's maybe somebody from Navajo is listening, or Diné that lives here in the area. They always say Yat-e, and then they start talking. Or they'll say Yat-e, and then say greetings in their language, and then start talking English if they have to speak English. Okay, and that was mentioned by I think 2 years ago at the summit here in Rapid City too. That the last day it was mentioned that wherever we go, when we have a meeting, we must always start with the Lakota language, because you set that environment.
Okay.
Because all the attendees will be Lakota, mostly Lakota. But if you start with the English language, then it's not there. And I think that's a very good suggestion. So these are really heavy guidelines. And it says be tolerant and patient. That's really important. Because sometimes, like you and I, and we work with children every day, and sometimes maybe we're not patient.
Right.
We're not tolerant. Maybe somebody will walk out the classroom.
Right,
I won't mention his name, but
right.
Okay, and then always use kinship terms, like you just said it, like she, and I said Toshka, like that. Call each other by the kinship terms. Lala, Kaka, Ji, like she, Tui, like that. Okay. And work to ensure that new words are culturally grounded in the worldview of the Lakota language, so that it continues as a living language. Okay, so that's, and I think this is I like this. This is called Guidelines for Strengthening the Lakota Language. It's just something that we share with each other and try to help our Lakota teachers. So again, this is the KILI storytelling hour. My name is Brian Charging Cloud and my nephew Dennis Ghost. We are sharing strengthening and revitalizing the Lakota language. And this evening we have a story. But before we do that story, I have one little thing here. One little thing. And this is very basic Lakota. And listen to this because you heard of gabubu bread. Okay. Gabubu bread is some people call it in the English language skillet bread.
Skillet bread.
Okay. Now I think we talked about this one time, and we talked about it as a lesson one day. Okay, and it says here, gabubu, ahuyapi kagapi, how to make gabubu bread. Okay, and then the reason when we do this, then there's some words in here that we learn. So in other words, ahuyapi balu, that's flour.
Flour.
Okay. Okay, and then it says wiatke topa, 4 cups. Now this is this will probably make 2 or 3 good gabubu bread. It will fill you up. It will stick to your stomach. Yeah. So ahuyapi balu means flour. And wiatke is a cup.
Cup wiatke.
Okay, and then topa is 4. Okay. Okay, next is winakapo. Okay, I'll tell you what winakapo is. Okay, winakapo, and it says wagle wotapi chinshkawanji. Okay, in other words, 1 tablespoon baking powder. So, winakapo is baking powder. Wagle wotapi is table. Okay, chinshka is spoon. So in other words, wagale wotapi chinshka means tablespoon. Okay, and wanji is 1. So 1 tablespoon of baking powder. Okay, the next, meniskuya. Okay, meniskuya is salt. Okay, wagale wotapi chinshka wanji. So in other words, 1 tablespoon salt. Yeah. Okay. And then asampi. What is asampi? Milk. Okay. Wiatke wanji. That means 1 cup. And kalya means warm. Okay. Asampi is milk. Wiatke is cup. Kalya is warm up. Okay.
Kalya.
Yeah. Okay. Wiggly. Now remember, wiggly is oil. Okay. So, okay, again here, wagle wotapi chinshka numpa, or yamani. In other words, 2 or 3 tablespoons oil. Okay. It says here, kamad oil is okay. Okay. It doesn't have to be olive oil or whatever you call it, yeah.
Anything crazy.
Just use kamad oil, it's okay. Oil is oil to me.
Right.
No, but I don't know. Okay, and then it says here, gabubu bread is also known as balopahi ahuyapi. In other words, potato picking bread. Okay. And that's it. That's how you make gabubu bread. It looks it sounds like it's very simple, because you're out in the field. If you're picking potatoes, you're out here in Rushville or Gordon somewhere out in the field.
Yep.
And then after, but right now 6 o'clock, you're out there in the field having, you're cooking this over the fire. Yep. Make 2 or 3 of these, and maybe fry some potatoes, and that's it. Maybe some wakala coffee.
Yep.
Yeah. So, and this is, it's very there's only a few words in here. So, like ahuyapi blue is flour, wiatke is cup, dopa is fork, winakapo is baking powder, wagale wotapi is table, chishka is spoon. So if you want to say tablespoon, you say wagale wotapi chishka. Yeah. And then wanji is one. Miniskuya is salt. And asampi is milk. Yep. So that's on the kalya is warm up. And wiggly is oil. Yeah, wiggly is oil. So I thought I was mention this. Bring this because things like this. It teaches you, and at the same time, it teaches you something here.
Right.
Like it teaches you what kabubu bread is. Teaches you how to make it, and at the same time, it could be done in Lakota, and you learn those words. Yeah, it's a thought. It's those little thoughts. So that's in simply a very short, to the point recipe. Okay, we have a story here. And I will. It's called we are in a storytelling hour, and this is KILI Radio. And another thing that I would like to mention here is that KILI Radio is like all the DJs up here are volunteers, and this KILI Radio pays the internet, all these basketball games that they broadcast through the internet on the radio. They're not free.
Right.
And Wakangli is electricity. That is not free. And I know it's not free because we all have internet, we all have TV, we all have telephones, and you know how much it is.
Yep.
It don't cost $10 a month anymore.
No.
It don't cost $50 a month.
No.
So if all you listeners out there, I just want to pass that on. And KILI Radio is on the internet. It's KILIradio.org.
Streamed live.
Yeah. So I just wanted to mention that. And also, before I forget, we have shout-outs to Tom. If you're listening, have a good evening.
Yep.
He's in Manderson right now. He's probably at the meeting having soup and...
Kabubu bread.
Yeah, kabubu bread. Louise, if you're listening, have a good evening. And who else?
Laverne. Have to say hi to Laverne out there in Oyukpe. Tim, a little dog out there.
Yeah, Tim. He always listens. Tim,
always.
He's a one outstanding worker.
Exactly. And he's. I look at him and I just see Lakota.
Yeah.
You see Laverne.
Yeah.
Laverne. I see the epitome of Lakota.
When you look at Laverne, you're looking at history.
Living history. And that's the best thing. I can. You see him anywhere.
Yeah.
Ask him about anything that has to do with Oglawa or Lakota, and he somehow knows the answer.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Living history.
Yeah.
Absolutely awesome.
He's the one that guided us to find Chashasha.
Yeah.
Chashasha. He thank you, Laverne, if you're listening. And he has a different car now. I see him with a pickup now.
Yeah.
He used to have a little Jeep.
Yep. Nice.
I think that Jeep only has one cylinder.
But yeah, he's out there. I hope he's listening. I'd like to say hi to Tui Karen out there in Oyukpe. I had a wonderful night with you guys Saturday.
Yeah.
Sitting there, talking for 6-7 hours. I'd like to say hi to my friend Delmer One Feather out there.
Yeah.
I miss that guy, and my friends and family back in Michigan.
Delmer's probably getting ready for the Denver March powwow.
He might already be there.
Yeah, he could be there already. Have a good trip. Enjoy the powwow and tell us about it.
Yep. Pictures, anyway.
Yeah.
Definitely pictures.
Yeah. Okay. Name of this story is Fallen Star. So I'll do it in Lakota and then in English this time.
Yes.
Okay. Wichachbi Hichpaye. Okay, Wichachbi is star and Hichpaye is fall. Okay. Ihani Lakota Wikoshka Lakanum. Hahepich Jehan Tchankal Wakata Kya Etua Wogalag Naji Happy. Watohon Waji Wichachbi Ma Li Latchanka Naha Wiyak Pacha. Epazla Naha Thamashke Ke Okiake na he. Okiake na ha he hingana wa chingsto. Yeah. Okiake. Yukha Isha Oji Epazana he hingana chinke. Ata Gana helaka. Na priwi chachpi makhochekta awichakipi. Na wichachpi wa he he gana wichapi. Wichachpi wa he na he gana wichapi. Na liloch ankayachti ilusha kapi kapi. Wichati akapi na wichachpi makhocheki he le tawapi kapi ash timpsila ok wichashi pishni. Watoha yukha waji inihashni timpsila okacha wichachpi makhochek ohe oyuchloke. Oyuchloke ogana tukte tiki wayanke. Tuki kuta kya etu anajna chacha. Just I don't know. Yokshil hingale. Yokshil hingale na ha galachi. Lila galachin cha timsila ota ok ina hena suna ha wikhawa kare. Wikha ki le glitchu ash. Glitchu ash kuta wikha ki le ihunishni cha hichpa kapi. Wakhanjat khawala ki etela ni cha khashiaga mukawa ichachya kapi. Khashiaga mukaki lena Lakota yapi cha hukshila ki ha wichachpi hichpaye ya cha regalatapi. Na nako Lakota ya ichach yapi. Wichachpi hichpaye le oha ichaga na ha nako lila haske. Tashia makawa he wana wani tu ota cha hukshila ki ha Lakota wichoti wa ekta akina ha lila yokpi. Wichachpi hichpaya Lakota ke wichaki akina ha wichoti chekche omani ke api. Chesapa ekta watohan Lakota ea hiha karapaha ochlate tipi etipi yukha Ampetu iohila wambelisha wa kia hiuna shna wichintala wanji manuna ha wakata aki nashna kteke api wichasha ti maza wa khan kutepi ash atash ktepi ukipish necha wacheki api yukha wichakpi hikhpae ampetu shakoi jahan hina wambelisha ki kte na wichintala ki hena wakata ewi charana ka kapi hena lehan wichintala shakoi ewi chakapi hole Lakota star knowledge taha hiu
Lakota constellations. We begin the exposition about Lakota constellations with a few stories from Lakota sacred oral tradition essential to this presentation. The central figure in these stories is a personage named Fallen Star, Wichapi Hipaye. Contemporary Sioux use contemporary terms in describing him. The Left Heron family calls him a Messiah. Black Elk named him Savior and Holy One. The stories of the Lakota oral tradition are sacred literature. Therefore, they must, like other scriptures, be understood on 4 levels of consciousness. These levels correspond, the Lakota say, to our physical, emotional, intellectual, and spiritual natures. And these are related to the unfolding of the 4 stages of life: childhood, youth, adulthood, and old age. The first 3 levels of understanding can come eventually to any earnest seeker as he or she grows and matures. But the spirits alone can give us the last and highest comprehension. All 4 levels are true, and those 4 truths are one truth. The medicine men say that how deeply each of us understands the stories tells us about the level we have attained in our own lives. The following are paraphrases of several Fallen Star stories. Long, long ago, 2 young Lakota women were out one night looking at the stars. One young woman said, "See that big, beautiful star? I wish I could marry it." The other woman said the same about another star. Suddenly, they are transported into the star world, and there these 2 stars became their husbands. The wives became pregnant. They are told this star world is theirs, but are also warned not to dig any wild turnips. Eventually, one of them does, and as she pulls out the turnip, a hole opens in the star world. She is able to look down and see the earth, and see her own village. She becomes homesick and decides to return to earth. She braids more and more turnips to make a rope and lets herself down through the hole. But the braid doesn't reach the earth and she falls. The crash kills her, but her baby is born. The baby is raised by a meadowlark. Since meadowlarks do speak Lakota, the baby, now named Fallen Star, grows up speaking Lakota too. Fallen Star matures rapidly, in days rather than years. He is taller than normal and a light emanates from him. The meadowlark grows old and takes him to a Lakota band where he settles for a while. Fallen Star, the protector, the bringer of light and higher consciousness, travels from one Lakota band to another, and everywhere he is recognized, expected, and reverenced. At one point, a band is camped near Harney Peak in the Black Hills. Every day, a red eagle swoops down and steals a girl child, carries her to the mountaintop, and kills her. The men try to shoot the red eagle, but fail. They pray for Fallen Star, and after 7 days, and after 7 girls have been killed, he arrives. He shoots the eagle and places the spirits of the 7 girls in the sky as a constellation. Pleiades, in Lakota, Wichinchila Shakaween, which is 7 little girls. And this was taken from Lakota Star Knowledge by R. Goodman in 1992.
So would that be the Dipper? 7 stars?
As far as I know, yeah. That's we talk about this the Lakota culture, and that's what I was in my class today, and we do talk about positive things, but for every positive thing there is a negative thing. If you were to take this story and tell this in Los Angeles, people would honestly get the wrong idea. But I've read this before, and it's a great story.
Yeah.
Bad things do happen, and this right here is a life lesson.
Yes.
A life lesson. Where.
And also that they mentioned the meadowlark there.
Right.
Now, there is stories that these meadowlarks do, there's a story about them that they speak
Lakota.
Yeah. And if you see those meadowlarks, they have a one-upping. That's like what you're wearing there. They have this little...
like a beard.
Yeah. So they used to call them Mauzanapi. That means they wear a metal necklace around their neck. Yeah. Or maybe one of those pejuta oganake, like that, the medicine bag. So those people are like we mentioned in this Lakota language. They advocate they said that our elders, because we're spiritual, they know that we must keep this Lakota language alive because we do communicate with the birds, the two-legged, the four-legged, and the other animals that crawl. So all animals.
And there was one, I talked to, this has been within the last week, and I forget even who I was talking to about it, but I do remember the conversation that anybody can email me if they know anything about this, about what I'm about ready to say, is that, there are certain nagi that can only be communicated by speaking Lakota.
Yeah. That's why I think that that we must keep this language
alive,
revitalized. It's not dead. It's not gonna die. We just wanna fix it. It's just like a car. You have to change oil and put some tires on there and grease it and keep it going.
Yeah.
And it was on for a long, long time.
The stories of the Lakota oral tradition are sacred literature. Waka, you go back to that word. But that's the thing, though, that one of the first things that I learned is that, to be respectful, but don't go too overboard with it, I guess. To be respectful, but the other thing, too,
yes, that's it. Don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid.
Don't scare them.
Right.
Say, don't do that because it's sacred. Or don't do this because...
that's the thing is, in your own life, too. That's one thing that we have hanging in a room. With that banner hanging in a room. And that says a lot, even... I know... Like you said, that word waka, that, but you can't let it, can't
scare you.
Keep on going.
Okay, and then since Tom Crash hangs around up here all the time, he's one basketball. He's into basketball. The Wounded Knee Warriors lost their first game last night. And they're playing at Porcupine tonight, so I don't know what's going to happen over there. Now, I was just talking to Chuck. He listens too. Chuck.
Okay.
The electrician.
Yeah, he lives in Gordon.
So if you're listening, good evening.
Definitely, Chuck down there. It's it's nice to.
He's like, he knows a lot about sports, and every LNI he works over there.
Yeah.
And I was talking to him today, and we right now all our Lakota teams are out. We were hoping that the Thorpes would get in, but because they've been rated number 2 all year. The Red Cloud Crusaders, Little Mustangs, they just about made it.
Yep.
I was listening to their game, so I just want to say congratulations to all the teams. You all had really good teams, and we're proud of you. And I always like to follow Lakota teams.
Oh, yeah.
Also, the Shining Beat Braves, the McLaughlin Midgets. But, the White River Tigers are, they made it to the State B, so that's congratulations. I know this control at the KILI, they get it at White River, so if you are listening over there in White River Town, congratulations and good luck at the state. And I think they're the defending State B champions.
Yep. Yes.
So that's great. So those of us that, there's always next year. We always say that.
Oh. And that, going back, not really a sour note, but just real quick, anybody that's been on Yahoo or YouTube or whatever, about my condolences get sent out. It's really close to my home in Michigan, about Wes Leonard, the 17-year-old kid that hit the winning shot at Fenville High School and then collapse of a massive heart attack. My old high school, they played them Monday night in the first round of the districts, Lawrence High School, Lawrence, Michigan. That was my old high school where I, graduated from. And kudos goes out to my old high school for, they had home court advantage, but they changed the venue. They moved where they played to be closer to Fenville, so more Fenville fans could go and watch them play. It's just a tragic event. So sometimes when you say, there's always next year, sometimes there's not. There's not tomorrow. There's not next week. We're not guaranteed anything. So, Wes Leonard and that family out there in Fenville, Michigan. Everybody, even my kids know about it. That I grew up, about 15 minutes from where Fenville, Michigan is. So, and I thought about it all week. That it's just it's national news, but the wrong national news, Bo Kimball, who played at Loyola Marymount, and they were really successful in the early 90s. He drove from Philadelphia, drove straight through the night to attend that game because his best friend also had a heart attack on the basketball court. So, it's really, it hit really close to home for me. Although this is my home now, Michigan is my hometown, so.
He played quarterback, right?
He was the starting quarterback for Fenville High School. He was one of the best athletes in the school. He was averaging the most points in the basketball team.
No, is he the one that played for Haskell?
No, that was one of another student's, Tyler Sessions, that came from the same high school, who was a native. And there's a lot of natives up there in that area. And Tyler Sessions did go down and play at Haskell, but this kid's name was Wes Leonard. So the young guys out there that are playing basketball or sports or anything, they just know that tomorrow is not guaranteed. That you do everything as hard as you can to basketball, schoolwork, your family, the Lakota language, your culture, everything. You do it the best you can, the hardest you can, every single day, because 17. This kid, he was 17 years old, and he's gone. Tragic accident, but everything seems to be an accident, and that's my plea to all those kids out there. You do everything to the best of your ability because as we know, tomorrow's not guaranteed. So that's really all I have to say.
And before we leave, I want to thank the KILI Radio and Hercules here, still here,
yeah.
and the board members. Dennis usually comes up here. Tom is usually come up here. They do blues.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you. Wo pila thanka yelo na tona na rupta na kamhenalila pilanguya pelo. Na tao mani po wanalila ampetu washtestek des elecha yelo. Taleha KILI. Taleha KILI yelo. A lot of snow, a lot of ice, mud and fog, and I still went to Sharps. I don't know why I didn't wait for today. I had to go in the worst weather. I could have been in a ditch. But we always do that. We go at the roughest times. I don't know why.
Yep.
So get out on the road and travel today.
Yeah, exactly.
Roads are dry and clear and sunny and 40 degrees out there.
Get your gas.
Yeah, and take it easy on the gas because right now it's up to. Someone said it's going to be up to $4 a gallon. So
it could be. You have to go to Rapid to get gas because there'll only be $2.50 up there. So.
No, over there it's probably $4 too.
Yeah, probably.
Just stay around here and shop around here. Don't go to Walmart.
Yeah, stay here. Definitely stay here. So.
Wopila, tanka yelo na happy washte yo hapo.